What is shakin', Internet? Welcome to the Weekly Coin, a weekly podcast discussion forum for the game Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. I'm your host, Salts, and this week's topic is Unleash the Patch! Welcome to the Weekly Coin, a weekly show discussing topics from Hearthstone, Blizzard's CCG. Last week we discussed the power of drawing cards and discussed the different neutral cards with this ability. I asked what you thought were the best cards with draw power, so let's look at some responses. Glenn Cross writes, Divine Favor all day long. If you don't have a card advantage, this evens things out, and if you do have a card advantage, you should be winning anyway. Thanks, Glenn. Taj Patel 000 writes, The best draw isn't a card, it's the Warlock hero power. It's guaranteed draw every turn for a minuscule amount of health, and you don't even have to spend a card to get one. Thanks, Taj Patel. If you'd like to submit a comment or topic suggestion, you can either add one to the comments below, or send an email to the.weekly.coin@gmail.com. So today's topic is Unleash the Patch. We're going to go a little bit differently today because instead of reading off of a script, I am going to read through the new patch notes. Obviously, Hearthstone just released a brand new huge patch that changes quite a bit about the game. So I'm going to go ahead and read through the patch notes and give my 2 cents on the changes. Some of these we've already discussed back in the day that were announced at BlizzCon, just 1 or 2 of those. But this is basically what's actually going to happen in the patch, and we'll see overall how it feels. So first up is the general notes, and it says you're able to abandon 1 quest per day. When you abandon a quest, you'll receive a new random quest in its place. This is a pretty nice change. I myself have definitely come across some quests where I have to play as 2 classes that I just hate playing as. I have no good decks for them. I just haven't spent time building the decks. I don't know what really I need to do with those decks. So I'd really like to drop that quest and get a new one. So hopefully with a class that I like, or something that I can handle. Another one. The next one is new feature recently played opponent. Your friends list now displays the last person you played against, provided they were not a real ID or battle tag friend. If you had a particularly great match against someone, you can now friend them for future play. This is kind of nice. It does give the ability to friend people that you really liked playing against, in case you want to rematch against their deck or something like that. It's a cool little feature. Nothing too fancy. Probably should have been in already, so glad it's in now. New feature, Players Near Me. You can now opt in to seeing other Hearthstone players on your local network in your friends list. I'm assuming this means like people, like at a college. So everybody on the college network could potentially, you could see everybody on the college network and try and friend people there. Not really sure if that's what it means or not, but that's the only thing I can think of. Like people on a local area network. So if I'm in an internet cafe, I can see everybody on the internet cafe or something like that. Parental controls can now disable in-game shop purchases. Yay, my kids can't buy cards unless I say so. Thanks, Blizzard. You now have option to keep the sound playing while the game is running in the background. I didn't really notice this. Most of the time you alt-tab out and I guess the sound stops, whatever. The amount of gold gained by winning games in play mode per day is now capped at 100. This is a big change. This cap does not affect gold gained through quests, arena, or achievements. There will now be an indication within the game when this gold cap is reached. This cap is intended to combat certain methods of gold acquisition that violate our terms of service. The spirit of fair play is extremely important to us, and we will continue to monitor gold acquisition activity closely to ensure a fun and enjoyable game environment for everyone. I don't really understand how this works. So basically you can't get more than 100 gold per day just by winning games in play mode. I didn't really think this was a problem because you're not playing against friends in play mode. You're playing against opponents that are randomly chosen by the game. So you can't play against your friends and get gold. In fact, if you play against your friends, you don't get any gold at all, no matter how many wins you get. So it's pointless. I don't really understand how this is working, but I guess maybe there's something out there that was like, oh, as soon as I see Crip, I'm gonna leave so that he can get gold. That's cool. I'm not a huge fan of this, but you have to think of it like this. To get 100 gold outside of quests, arena, and that kind of stuff, you have to play 30 games. You have to win 30 games a day. So yeah, it's not going to affect most people. So that's all for the general notes. The ranking notes. So ranking has completely been redone. It says here there are now month-long seasons that reset at the end of each month. There are new ranks and minion portraits for all levels of play. So the rank system is completely out of the window. Now, instead of going through all the different ranking up series and not being able to drop low, you earn stars. And it actually says here, you earn a star for each win and lose one for each loss. And your stars determine your rank. There is a certain level. So you start off at level 25, and you have an angry chicken picture. As you gain stars, you lower your level. You lower down to 24, 23, 22, 21, etc. There is a certain level where if you're above that level, you will not get stars. I don't know what level that is, but at like level 23, 24, and 25, at the very least, when I was losing, I would never lose stars. It even said you do not lose stars at this rank. So only when you're at higher levels and you lose will you lose stars. So there is a minimum level that you can reach, even if you lose all the time, as long as you just keep playing and keep winning every once in a while. I don't know what that is just yet. Players who get to top rank of Legend and are in the top 10,000 players have their exact region-wide ranking displayed. So basically, the top 10,000 players will be shown in a nice region-wide ranking system. That's cool. There will be rewards for playing ranked mode in the future, but they were not implemented with this patch and will be added at a future date. Not sure what that means. Obviously, Blizzard is going to be doing something else to play ranked. Right now, ranked means absolutely nothing, so that's cool. I'm glad that there's more rewards coming. Let's see, the arena changes. The number of matches you can win in arena has increased to 12. It says up from 9. So now instead of 9 arena wins, you can get up to 12 arena wins. That's pretty cool. But arena rewards have been restructured. This is crazy. I did not know this. I actually just recently finished an arena run, and I'm sure it'll be out. I'm not sure before or after this video, but I just finished an arena run, and I got like 2 wins and 3 losses, so I just did absolutely terrible or something like that. And it only gave me 2 rewards. Instead of the normal 5, I got 2. So I got a card pack and a card. Not even a gold card, it was just a normal card. And I was like, really? Wow. So rewards in Arena have been completely changed, and I have no idea where they are. I'll have to figure that out as I play or as I see other people play. We'll see about that. So, general gameplay. All golden cards are now animated. Supposedly, every single golden card has a new animation, cool quality thing on there. So now all of the gold cards should be animated. The visual effects of some cards have been improved. This has a couple notes here, like Ysera now summons her dream cards directly from the Emerald Dream. Ooh! King Crush makes a dinosauric appearance when played. I have no idea what that means. Alakir the Windlord now rides into battle on the Tempest itself. Ooh, they're fancy. So basically, it seems like legendary cards have just like gone crazy, and there's going to be really cool things, whatever. So now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this patch. The Hunter changes. Unleash the Hounds has been completely reworked and now reads 4 mana for each minion summon, or for each enemy minion, summon a 1/1 Hound with charge. Whoa, that was I did not expect this change. This is a massive change to the card. Completely changes how the card works, and it kind of, I would definitely say it's a 100% nerf to Unleash the Hounds, because before it was winning games all by itself. Now it's got some cool mechanics that work with it. I will say this, think of it like this. Druids have an epic card that summons 3 2/2 treants with charge that die at the end of the turn. This card is kind of cool because it summons 4 1/1 Hounds with charge. And remember, the Hounds are all beasts. So if you have that Starving Buzzard and you play Unleash the Hounds, you will now get 4 cards. It's kind of like playing the Snake Trap, except you don't have to wait for them to attack you. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool that that works that way. I'm not sure. I definitely think it's a nerf to Unleash the Hounds in general. It's just not as strong as a card, but it still has some really cool things. I'm glad they completely reworked it and just changed everything about it. If you have the thing, just going back to combos, like if you had the Timberwolf out and you played this, let's say they had 4 minions. Now, see, that's the problem. They have to have minions on the field for you to summon minions. You only summon 1 minion per enemy minion on the field. So if they only have 1 minion, 4 mana for a 1/1 with charge is absolutely abysmal. If they have like 7 minions on the field, which is as most as you can get, then you get 7 1/1s with charge for 4 mana, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, this is kind of mediocre in my opinion, but it can be really useful. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I'm saying things like if you had the Timberwolf out, these hounds would all get +1 attack. So they would all be crazy. And then if you had the Scavenging Hyena, then they could all charge, kill something, and then you'd get a huge buff to Scavenging Hyena. It's like the Snake Trap. It's almost the exact same thing as the Snake Trap. So I'm kind of wondering if it's almost too strong for its rarity, but it's still not a very strong card in general. So I'm kind of okay with this. We'll see how it goes. Really don't know what to say about this other than it is completely changed, and I would say nerfed overall. Temporarily increase the amount of dust you get from disenchanting Unleash the Hounds. Okay, so yeah, if you dust Unleash the Hounds right now, you get full dust from it. Kind of a nice idea. If I was out there and I had Unleash the Hounds like I did, I would dust it like I did, because you get full cost off of it. That way, if you open another Unleash the Hounds off the pack, then great, you get it. And since I'm not planning on putting Unleash the Hounds in my decks anytime soon, I would go ahead and dust it now to save some money. The previous version of this card was blah 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 blah. It's just saying what it used to do, which is absolutely what I was just saying. Starving Buzzard is now a 2/1. It was a 2/2. So they didn't change the Starving Buzzard card. So whatever. It says here, at some ranks, Hunter was too strong against Mage, Druid, and Rogue. This change to Starving Buzzard helps even the playing field against those classes. So now those 3 classes can kill the Starving Buzzard really easily. No big deal. So let's see. Priest. Moving on to Priest. That's all the changes for Hunter. Just basically those 2 cards. Starving Buzzard to 2/1 and completely reworking Unleash the Hounds. Obviously, Starving Buzzard got nerfed. Priest. Mind Control's mana cost is now 10, up from 8. Holy crap. This I already kind of discussed. I'm not really surprised by this, actually. I don't know why I'm saying holy crap, because we knew about this at BlizzCon. We knew it was coming. This is the only change to Priest. It's really going to hurt Priest, especially mid-game, maybe a little into late game, because now you can't follow Mind Control up with anything. You can't cast anything else other than Mind Control on each turn. In fact, I think it's the only 10-cost class-specific card in the game now. Thank you, Mind Control. So let's see. Warlock. Flame Imp's Battlecry now deals 3 damage to your hero instead of 2. Basically, that's a nerf to Flame Imp, which is a really strong 1-drop. It temporarily increased the amount of dust that you get from disenchanting Flame Imp. Same thing as the Unleash the Hounds. So if you want to dust it now, would be a good idea, because you can then unlock more Flame Imps after when they're not free, and you get more dust out of it. It's just cool. You can get rid of Flame Imp with dust. You get full dust off of it. Then you can go build another common card, and then later you can get another Flame Imp. So whatever. Neutral cards, because that's the only change to the Warlock. That's it for all the class changes, class specific. So we're gonna go ahead and check up the neutral card. Argent Commander is now a 4/2 instead of a 4/3. Hooray! Argent Commander gets nerfed. It's still a really strong card, but now at 4/2, it's going to die real fast to anything. So it still is going to trade 2 for 1 in most, if not all, scenarios, because it will come out, it'll kill a minion, and then it'll lose that Divine Shield, and then somebody will kill it for 2 damage. And it probably would trade at least 2 cards in most scenarios, almost any scenarios. They did the same thing with the dust here. If you want to disenchant Argent Commander, it's really good to go ahead and disenchant it now, even though it's still not a terrible card. I mean, it's still a really good card. It's just not quite as strong. Shattered Sun Cleric is now a 3/2 versus a 3/3. I already discussed this a weekly coin or two ago when I was talking about buff minions. Buff minions have changed to where they are much stronger. They're buffing up other minions, so it's crazy. Shattered Sun Cleric is no exception. It was a 3/3 for 3 mana that buffed another minion for 1 +1/+1. So definitely this is a nerf, and it's probably okay. This makes it a little bit more vulnerable, I guess. Let's see. The golden version of the Elite Tauren Chieftain has been added to collections of those who attended BlizzCon 2013. And yada 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 stuff about that. I did not attend, and I did not purchase a virtual ticket because I am a cheapskate. So I do not have the golden Elite Tauren Chieftain. Let's see. The chat UI has received additional improvements. So this is just the client as a whole, I guess. Hold on one second. So your player rank is now visible in the friends list. That's cool. You can see your player rank. It's fancy. Or you can see your friend's player rank, I guess. The print screen key now takes a screenshot of the game and saves it to your desktop. Cool. Custom art has been added to headers for each class in the collection manager. I don't know where that is. The toggle between casual and ranked play now is much more explicit, which it definitely is. It's not a tiny little button. It's a giant banner. You either click casual or you click ranked play. I like how they called it casual instead of unranked play now. That's cool. The art has been updated for the box and pack opening screens. So yeah, the background just of the whole game in general has kind of updated a little bit. A couple of bug fixes. I'll just cover them real quick because it's fun. Alexstrasza's ability no longer counts as a healing effect when raising the target's health to 15, and will not affect armor when lowering health to 15. So that's cool. You basically don't... armor really isn't taken into account when you do Alexstrasza if you're lowering somebody's health to 15, and if it heals you up to 15, it doesn't count as healing. So it won't, buff minions and do crazy things like that. Fixed an issue where True Silver Champion could trigger twice from one attack. I wish that would happen to me. Why don't I trigger 5 times? Just heal me up to full, True Silver. Faceless Manipulator would now properly copy all buffs on a minion. Cool. I thought it did that before, but whatever. Fixed an issue where replacing your hero with Lord Jaraxxus counted as a minion death. Okay. Fixed a visual issue where casting Mass Dispel while multiple global buffs were active was not updating the stats correctly. Didn't notice that. Cool. Fixed various issues involving the use of tracking. That's fancy. All those hunter decks, I guess, I don't know what the issues were, but now they're fixed. Fixed an issue where fatigue damage triggering Ice Block caused the client to halt. That's fancy. Don't want the client to halt. That's never a good thing. Playing a minion during Brawl's animation no longer causes client issues. I would hope so. Freeze should now always properly cause the affected minion or hero to miss its next attack phase, which I never had a problem with freeze. I always got frozen and I lost. So, fixed various issues involving the mechanic of returning cards to a player's hand. Hopefully this means that when you return stuff to the hand, it's not a giant card in the middle of the playing field, because that was really annoying. Minions returning to the board after resurrection effects no longer trigger secrets. Not really sure what that was. I guess redemption would cause something like Mirror Entity to trigger or something. Not really sure. Fixed various issues resulting from viewing the credits. Didn't even know there were credits. That's Blizzard, right? The cinematic can now be viewed multiple times from the game menu. That's fancy. Fixed various issues where twinkling sound effects would loop. Okay. Using the caret left, caret right symbols while naming decks no longer causes client issues. Yay! The coin now displays the correct highlights as it enters your hand. Yay! The warning message for disenchanting cards should now appear at the appropriate times. Yay! Green highlights around minions are now updated correctly. Yay! Golden cards earned in the arena now appear with the correct border on the reward screen. Yay! And finally, fixed multiple spelling and grammatical errors in card flavor text, which you can't see until you go to the collection. Yay! So yeah, those bug fixes were really probably not that important. Not a big deal. Let's see. There's nothing else. So basically, overall, I would call this the nerf patch of December 2013. Because literally, going through here, I don't see a single card that was buffed. Every single card that was affected, every single thing that was changed, was nerfed. The only one that possibly was maybe okay was Unleash the Hounds, and that's not because it's nerfed or buffed. It was changed so dramatically that it really is a completely different card now. I would say it's a nerf overall because it doesn't let you win the game immediately, but it still could do some serious combo play and really work well with a lot of things. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool that you can do that. Otherwise, yeah, it's all nerfs. It's all nerfs, which is fine because a lot of the cards needed to be nerfed. Argent Commander is just really strong. Unleash the Hounds obviously was just winning games outright. Starving Buzzard, it's not a really big deal. Flame Imp, kind of thought that I didn't see that one coming. Mind Control, obvious nerf. Shattered Sun Cleric, definite nerf. Yeah, it's just nerfs all around. So either way, that pretty much covers everything I wanted to cover on these patch notes. What I'd like to do is ask you guys what the biggest change or most unexpected change, either one, biggest change or most unexpected change to any of these cards was. And please leave your comments below in the comment section, or you can send an email to the.weekly.coin@gmail.com. I personally definitely think it was the Unleash the Hounds. That was the biggest change for me, but what do you guys think? What do you think is the biggest change or most dramatic change our most unexpected change in this patch notes? So we'll go ahead and pull up my thing here. So either way, that's cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Weekly Coin. If you'd like to send in a suggestion for future topics or have questions you'd like me to answer, please send an email to the.weekly.coin@gmail.com. Please like, favorite, subscribe, share, all that jazz if you like the series, and as always, you keep it salty, Internet.